measures that you can take. And hey, if it's already upon you, you're all stuffed up, we've got some medication for you as well. I've got the owner of Watson's Pharmacy and Compounding Center, Scott Watson, with me. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. I think a lot of people will be very happy to see you on the show this morning.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the root of the problem. What's making people so stuffed up?
Well, you know, we kind of go through these allergy seasons throughout the year, and it kind of starts off with trees when we're starting to get the leaves and the foliage growing. And so that is still happening now, I do believe, and we're into the summer months now, so the molds are starting to come up from the grasses and whatnot, so any of those danders and allergens can be affecting people now.
Okay, so we're finding the pollens in the trees are making people stuffed up, the molds in the grass.
That's right.
So it's pretty hard to just avoid all of the things that are making you sick. So what are some options once, you know, the stuffiness has got you?
So I think, you know, a good plan is to be put in place first, and so people that are really affected, if you can find, there are better times to go outside, and you know, later in the day, earlier in the morning might be better, as before the heat gets up there, and so really people that are really affected, they have to have a plan. So that's something I wanted to emphasize. But if you are affected, what can we take? So there's many types of antihistamines. There's the first generation, the Benadryl. And so these were the ones that were originally invented back in about the 60s. They work really, really well for seasonal allergies. The trouble is they cause drowsiness. But still, I was just talking to someone today, and he says that's the one that works for me. And he always goes back to it. So they are very effective.
So it's worth putting up with a little bit of drowsiness to have that clear head.
That's right, that's right. Reactins, so that's Claritin, Reactin, Arius. People know about these. There's nice commercials out there, and they are the non-sedating second generation antihistamine, okay? Taken once a day, and they are very effective as well. And the best thing about them is just that they don't cause drowsiness.
Okay. But that's a lot to be taking a pill every single day. What's your opinion about the shot?
Well, so one classic example is in my pharmacy, I've known people for several years now, and we just see one family and a mother and child. This year they worked with their doctor, and they actually got organized in the springtime, earlier in the springtime, to get the shot. It's the pollen shot, and they said it was actually the best year ever. So if you are one of those persons and you know you have these seasonal allergies, I think we might be a little bit late for this year, but do talk to your doctor about next year, and maybe it's an option for you.
Okay, but you should be planning sort of in the spring.
That's right.
Okay, we've only got about a minute left. So what's this Nasonex here?
So these are prescription medicines. So at the same time, last week I was talking to a mother, and she and her family, they'd gone through and used these antihistamines. Nothing worked for the first 2 months. They've actually gone to their doctor, and they've got some prescription medications which can really, really help people.
Okay.
So if you find you're not getting any relief, do talk to your doctor, because there's prescription alternatives as well.
Okay. And so what about bug bites?
Yes, bug bites, poison ivy. I see a lot of that at this time of year. Without a prescription, there's always the mainstay of cortisone, hydrocortisone in this low percent, which can help some people. But traditionally, for some of these really bad, itchy, inflamed skins, we need to get a prescription. And this is a prescription strength corticosteroid, anti-inflammatory, anti-itch medicine. Okay.
And before we go, demonstrate what this contraption is for.
One thing with people that are, you know, if they have anaphylactic to bee stings, those kind of things, people need to have an EpiPen, or this is the new Allerject. And what's really, really nice is it talks you through the whole process of injecting epinephrine into yourself.
Are we doing 8 o'clock up there? Good morning.
So you can, I don't know if we can hear that, but it just walks you through the whole process, and you pull that.
To inject, place black end against outer thigh, then press firmly and hold in place for 5 seconds.
And then you just press, and it counts you through.
Okay, which is good, because I would imagine that you'd be panicking.
You know, if it's something you've never done before, I could imagine that to be a very stressful situation, so it's kind of nice having this little device to talk you through it.
All right.
Final thing I want to say is that these do have an expiry date, and it may work you know, shortly after the expiry date, but I always say, you know what, let's err on the side of caution, and if it gets past that date, get a new EpiPen or Allergies.
If you head to the Watson's website, watsonspharma.com, you can learn more information. There's also a great contact number on there if you've got questions for Scott's Pharmacist. Thank you very much for coming in. I know a lot of people suffer from those summer allergies, and it's nice to see that there are a couple of different options to help you get through the summer and enjoy the nice warm weather.